It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions. Intermediate tyres are your best bet in the current conditions. Standing by. Drop to P20.
Welcome to the stream. This is sprint qualifying for round 11, I'm pretty sure it is. And yeah, we're here at Texas. It's raining. I think it's meant to rain for the whole of this sprint quali session, so it's going to be a fun one in store for definite. Last time that we've done a wet qualifying was Monza and we ended up in P19, so I'm hoping that that's not the case. You know, it's a higher downforce track, so we'll be able to... Our setup is high downforce already, so basically it's suitable for the wet and the dry. So we shouldn't see ourselves down in P19 like we did at Monza, which is a low downforce track. And we were running a low downforce setup on that occasion too, so... Yeah, let's... it's only for the sprint anyway. So it shouldn't be too much of a calamity if we don't get through, because it's only 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points. But it would be ideal for our championship, as at any point matters with how close it is currently. So yeah, let's go for this first flying lap in SQ1. First sprint since Austria, which was round 6 by the way, or round 5, either one of the two. Yeah, I've not actually done Texas on this game yet, so this is a first for me, and it's a shame that it's in the wet. It's very slidey through there. Gotta try and pick up the pace though a little bit. There's no purple sector 1.
And we've been pushed down to P20.
And of course, coming into this weekend, we've become the fastest team on the grid by even further, and V-Carb are the second best, and proving that is Daniel Ricciardo in that V-Carb. And currently, Russell in the knockout zone, and Carlos Sainz. I'm pretty sure that Sainz is in the garage, and Russell. So a bit of an odd one, that. Well, they've definitely not improved, and I'm pretty sure that everyone's crossed the line, so already 2 surprise knockouts, and whoever's on the verge of being knocked out as well, if we go faster then we've knocked those out as well, so we'll just wait to see who it is and if we can even get through into the next stage of quali. Bit of oversteer there, going through the second last corner, now into the final one. I'll take it nice and easy on the throttle as we come out the corner and across the line. It's a 41.8, that's P1, and we're through into SQ2 here at Texas, which isn't what I was expecting, to be completely honest. And both Williams are through, so Albon and Sargent both in the top 10. We've got Zhou through, Hulkenberg's through, and Perez is the other one knocked out. So Verstappen almost got knocked out as well. He was so close to that knockout zone, just over a tenth away from it. But Perez, Sainz and Russell all eliminated from SQ1, which is a massive surprise. So we've got even more cars through into the second part. Alpine, who are meant to be the worst team, have got both of their cars into the top 10. Williams, as I said, as well. But yeah, Alonso down in P11, which is unusual given his recent form, but he has had a bad couple of races. Oh, it's round 12, by the way. It's not round 11.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
So as this session goes on, the risk of rain decreases. So we're going to skip towards the end, see if that rain does go away, and if it becomes dry enough for the dry tyres. See if anyone's out on them. No, everyone's out on Inters still. Let's see what the Delta's looking like. Apparently meant to be 3.4 quicker. Still saying track's wet, so I'm going to risk it, go out on the Inters. SQ3 at least will be dry then, at least we know that, but yeah, there's no point risking a dry lap and not getting through into SQ3. Everyone else is on the Inters, so you know, we're not really losing anything. It's still raining, only slightly though. We've had it before in this career mode where it says that the delta of the tyres, the dries are quicker, but it's still so slidey out on the track. I mean, look at the water, still on the track visibly, but the line is probably dry, to be fair, or almost dry. It's probably just a bit damp, so we're going to have to cool our tyres off. That's for definite. Weather report.
No rain expected, no rain expected for the time being. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Okay, so even though the Delta said that the dries would be quicker, he's saying that Inters are definitely the best tyre, and it's completely stopped raining now, so it's just about how quick this track will dry out. We're cooling our tyres as much as we can down this straight in the standing water. thought that in the trailer and everything, and for this game, they said that it would actually make a difference if you went off the racing line and into the standing water in terms of tyre temperature, but I didn't see too much of a difference in the temperatures there. So let's go for our second flying lap. It's dry, kind of. It's in the middle of dry and wet, so it's going to be a tricky lap, but I'm sure we'll get through it. Goes through turn 1, nice and easy. Car's slowing down quicker than what I expected it to, so that's why we're like ages before the turning point already like slowing up for the corner. So Ocon goes quickest in the Alpine. We've got purple sector 1 here, so already doing a better lap than what we did in SQ1. Ricciardo now goes quickest. He loves this track. Tsunoda in the Ferrari now goes quickest. I feel like we could see another few surprise knockouts. It just depends who's where on the track. We have a little bit of a wide moment though, going through that little hairpin as quali is now completed. Leclerc has been pushed into the dropout zone because Zhou is through into the top 10. No purple sector 2, which is usually our strong suit. Piastri now goes quickest, pushes Alonso down into the knockout zone. I'm pretty sure that's Alonso out then for the second time running in Q2, or a sort of Q2 session. Yeah, he's in the garage, look. That's Norris out as well, and Leclerc.
Right, that's us pushed down into P15.
As we go round the final corner, once again, cross the line, and it's P1 once more. Let's see who's been knocked out then and who's got through into SQ3. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is the most mixed up Q3 I have ever seen. Right, if you put this in realistic terms, the only realistic cars that are through is one Aston Martin, one McLaren, one Ferrari, and one Red Bull. The rest are all backmarker teams, or midfield, in terms of real life, as we've got Norris, Leclerc, Alonso, and Hamilton eliminated in SQ2. So, I don't know what's going on here at Texas. We've had like 3 normal knockouts. I mean, even Sargent's through into P9 and Zhou in P8. Wow. So our only normal knockouts of qualifying so far is Hulkenberg, Magnussen and Stroll. That's very odd. Very, very odd. then, so it should be dry on the track. So we're on the softs already. Yeah, this is the maddest sprint qualifying that I've ever had before.
Okay, engines fired up.
Makes it quite exciting. It's a shame that there's only such little points up for grabs though. You know, in the sprint race. Otherwise it would make it even more exciting. Everyone's coming into the pits now. Of course, it's a shortened session compared to normal Q3. But we've been pretty good in the wet here, or in wetter conditions. So let's see if we can translate that into a good dry performance and stick it on sprint pole for the third time this season. I'm pretty sure that we got sprint pole before in China and Austria, or it might have been Leclerc. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do the sprint, and I'll probably do main quali, and then leave the race for another time. So let's go for this lap. First time that DRS has been enabled. Everyone is in the pits. So it's just down to us and what we can do. We lose the back end is what we can do, but also a purple sector 1. It's going to lose us a lot of time, that is, but we carry on pushing anyway, try and get the best position that we can. Of course, we've got the driest running that anyone's had. The most evolved that the track is, and it's still a purple sector 2 despite that moment, because we've had the track evolution and no one else has. So across the line, it's pole position, so it's a clean sweep so far. But remember, at the start of the season, where Alpine were constantly up there, actually, they kind of dropped off to being the worst team of the grid. So this is a good comeback performance for them. P3 and P8, Albon in 7th, which is what is usual. So yeah, a mixed up sprint quali. Hopefully we can get a mixed up sprint race as well. I'm sure that it will be quite fun to see everyone try and get through from their grid positions in the faster cars. So let's get into this 10 lap sprint race. It should be fully dry. Yeah, there's more chance of a rain in the full qualifying, so
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We're racing then today in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of this wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles per hour here today, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Edwards lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Gasly, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Albon, Ocon, Zhou, Sargent, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Norris, Hülkenberg, Perez, Sainz, Russell, Magnussen, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And joining me in the commentary box today with the best view on what is about to unfold, and some strong views on the action we're about to see, Naomi Schiff. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
It's a very special time for the drivers. It's almost like everything around you slows down and you become hyper aware. So your nerves slightly go up, your adrenaline's going up. It's the perfect time to start focusing on your visualizations and preparing for the race. So you want to avoid distractions and really stay cool, calm, and focused.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So then, obviously, no strategy in a sprint. We're just going to go right to the end. Obviously, unless there's a red flag, which could mix everything up, but I doubt it on such a big track. Anyway, let's get into this sprint then, see what we can do, see what other drivers can do. It's a mixed up grid, 5 red lights are on and they are out, and we're underway. It's a great start from Piastri there. A really bad start from us, a better one from Verstappen and everyone behind. He sends it up the inside of Piastri there, a bit of contact made between all 3 of us. Got no damage though, as what I can see, but we're down to 3rd already. Piastri in the lead of this sprint race. We're going to look around the outside there, but really an unrealistic move to make this early on in the sprint. So we've just got to stay close, stay behind, and try and, you know, get through whenever there's an opportunity there. So we try and get a great exit out of that hairpin, one of many, and we make Verstappen go very defensive there. We're going to switch to the outside, which is a racing line. He's got that inside line though, he demands a corner, but we're still hanging it round the outside, up the inside for the next one, and we squeeze him out nicely, and we are back up into P2. So realistically we've only lost 1 position in this race so far. So we've just got to hunt down Piastri now to get back up to where we were. As there's a lock-up back there for Gasly.
We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So we'll see how that first lap has filtered some of the drivers out. So Alonso's already into the top 8. Zhou's moved, Ocon, Zhou, Sargent, Hamilton have all moved down 1 place because of Alonso. So he had a lightning start, to be fair. Yeah, not really much change with Perez. Russell's been knocked down a place. Sainz has gone up 2. Norris has stayed the same, and so has Leclerc. So, yeah, interesting first lap. No incidents. No pit stops as well for any damage. But now, of course, as mentioned at the start of the lap, DRS has now been enabled. So that's going to help us get further to the back of Piastri. Ricciardo's also staying with this this battle right behind Verstappen. Of course, VCARB, the 2nd best team on the grid. Here we go then on Oscar Piastri. He defends to the inside. We're going to move to the outside like we did with Max. He squeezes us out there. Nice defending from Oscar. Nothing has been done behind except for Tsunoda getting past Gasly. That is to be expected with Ferrari's car compared to Alpine's. This is kind of a 4-way fight then for this sprint victory, because Ricciardo's not really been in contention as much as what Sainz has this season so far. We've got the DRS now. To turn 1 we go. On the outside, get that more wider line so we can get a better exit, which works. We're side by side now. We're going to go through the S's. Can we keep it side by side? Myself and Piastri, it's still side by side. We get the move done though, and we're back up into P1 in this sprint race. Very tight move that was. So yeah, but we're going to be under threat of the DRS from all 3 of these drivers behind us down this next straight. So we've got to get a good exit out of this corner, which we do very nicely, but we've created a 5/10 gap. That is, I don't think that's not going to be enough. But Verstappen's even going for Piastri. We're going to defend to the inside. It's 3 wide going into this next hairpin. We're in the middle. We're going to be sandwiched. Piastri cuts the corner. Verstappen's gone round the outside and got up into the sprint lead. We're going round the outside of Oscar Piastri to keep this P2 at least, so we can attack Verstappen in laps to come. But we get that done then. Piastri loses 2 positions altogether. We basically stay the same. And Verstappen's gained 2 positions, so it was very close to contact there. Going 3 wide into a hairpin, it's never a good idea, ever. So yeah, we're looking to get Max back again. He's going to go hard defensive to the inside. We send it even more to the inside, go a bit deep though. That doesn't leave any opportunity open for Verstappen to get back through. But we've put ourselves in the situation once more of these 3 drivers are going to have DRS down the next straight. And obviously last time it was very close to contact. If they do the same again, or even if Ricciardo gets more in the mix, then we're going to be in trouble. As there's a yellow flag, that's for Tsunoda. He's got a problem with his car there, and he's slowing down after being up in P5, getting past Gasly and starting to make his way up to this top 4 as Verstappen goes to the inside. Piastri's going to the outside. It's a reverse of the last lap, just the other way. Oh, and we're still on the inside. It's very close as we nearly get sandwiched in, but the same result has come out of this one. We're around the outside of Piastri, the same as last lap. We've got to try and keep with Verstappen, and that's what we do. But wow, it's getting closer and closer every single lap for any contact. So we've got to be careful, because that was as close as what it gets. So next time around, I can't imagine if that happens again, then I fear for all 3 of us, to be fair, as we get a bad exit out of the final corner. But it might actually help us in the long run, because the past 2 laps, what our mistake has been, as Verstappen locks up and Fernando gets up into P5, we've overtook going into turn 1, which has left us vulnerable down the back straight, and the guys have got us with DRS to make it 3 wide. So we're not in that situation this time. Instead, it's Verstappen who's going to be the victim of that situation. So as we go past the detection point for the DRS, of course well within a second, and here we go.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
And we go even more to the inside than what Verstappen defended. He nearly pushes into the back of us into that corner there, but it's not a 3 wide situation. But every single lap so far, it's been so close at the end of that straight. What a sprint race this is turning out to be. We're at half distance, I might add. So we've still got another halfway to go of this kind of battling. And who knows, Ricciardo might get himself more into that mix as well, and he could become a contender for this sprint victory. As we have an oversteer moment once more coming out that final corner. Alonso's going to be catching us very soon. Of course, the man who's not had the best 2 races. As Verstappen sends it down the inside there, we didn't even realise it was a pretty last second lunge from Verstappen, which he's pretty much known for. So yeah, we're staying up in P1 though. We're going to be in the situation again down the back straight. So we'll just see how that one is going to play out as we make our way around the hairpin before that straight. Try and get a great exit, so then it's not as close. And yeah, we've got a 6/10 gap now. 5/10 was the other 2 times. Piastri is gaining on Verstappen as Verstappen is gaining on us. They're going to go side by side. Verstappen goes defensive to the inside. It's not side by side with us. We go wide as we're focusing on this battle too much. And they're still going at it into sector 3. Piastri has the inside, which will turn to the outside for this next corner. And there's a yellow flag. That's for Is it? No, it's for Ricciardo. So Ricciardo, after running in such a high position compared to where he's been this whole season, compared to his teammate.
Okay,
He is
so
now
Mason and
out
Ricciardo, they're retiring from the race.
of this sprint race. That promotes Albon up into P5, Alonso up into P4. That's our second retirement in this sprint race so far. So, unfortunate for him, really unfortunate. Let's see how that leaves things then. So, that's promoted Zhou into the points of this sprint as well. Hamilton and Leclerc into the top 10. Sargent's moved out of the top 10 now, from where he started. Russell's moved his way up into P16, and Perez up into P14, and Sainz up into P13. So, yeah, it's a very unlucky race for Tsunoda and for Ricciardo, the two retirements of this sprint. I've never known, well, I mean, I say I've never known it, but it's happened this season before where there's been two retirements for mechanical in a sprint, which is unusual because in some races, full distance races, we've had no retirements or one retirement, yet in every sprint race so far this season, we've had two retirements, so a very weird one. But now this is still a four-way fight, I'd say, for the lead, but Piastri is the one who's going to be attacking us down into the hairpin. We got that outside line, which will turn into the inside for the next corner, if we can even keep it there. Pretty sure Alonso was going for Verstappen there as well in the background, but he just couldn't get anything done. We're still side by side with Piastri here, as he has that inside line, going into the heart of Sector 3 now. Side by side through the triple right-hander, going into the left, and he swoops back in. That really puts us off there. I had to back out of that one because I thought that there was going to be contact from how quickly he swooped back in. I thought he spun, but obviously no, it was just to scare us. So we're gaining back on him. He goes defensive to the inside, but we've learned from multiple times around to not go for a move into turn 1, as that will help us in the long run with having the DRS and getting him into a more overtakey place and one that won't bite us back. So yeah, we'll just wait for that straight now.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
As of course, as these career mode episodes go on, car becomes more reliable, car becomes more aero efficient and ERS efficient as well. So our ERS is being saved up like crazy as we swoop past Piastri back up into P1.
Nice move. Keep going.
And we get a purple sector 2 as well, so it's mad how that's the fastest that we've gone through that sector. There's battles galore on the track though, if you look on the mini-map. I'm pretty sure that Zhou's actually fighting Ocon for P7, so well done to Zhou actually. He's done pretty well this weekend. Of course, Sauber have bought multiple upgrades. It just shows how good of a driver he actually is in this career mode, because Stroll still qualified P20. As Piastri goes to the inside of turn 1, we're not going to fight it. Do I need to say any more? I've already said it last lap. So, and Zhou's actually got Ocon. He's up into P7 on merit. So Sauber back in their scoring ways then, it seems. Because if you remember back to last season, if you were here, there was a pre-patch where Sauber was constantly in the top 10 and they were scoring a lot of points compared to what they do in real life. Of course, this season they've scored 6 points with Stroll so far because of a mad Monza race. As we go past Piastri once more, he's going to send one back down the inside though. This battle continues. Alonso not really doing too much about Verstappen as we get past Piastri once again and up into P1 as we going to the Sector 3 for the second to last time now. But yeah, as I was saying, Stroll only scoring 6 points, Zhou scoring none. It could be his first points of the season, as we've round the final corner to go on to the final lap now. It's full push now. Full push to the checkered flag. So we're going to go in hot lap mode for this final lap. And we've got to try and keep ahead now of Piastri. Oh, and we have oversteer there, just like we did in qualifying. Of course, we're the ones that are under threat because of the DRS. Going down the straight, we've got to try and stay ahead, because there'll be no other opportunity to get Piastri or even Verstappen and Alonso back if they all have enough overspeed to get past us by the end of this straight. Here we go then. Piastri was gaining, but he's backed off a little bit now. Whether he sends one to the inside, and he doesn't, so I'm pretty sure that that is it. Gasly has got back past Albon for P5, just behind this battle. Ocon's got past Zhou once more, back up into that P7, but that'll still be 1 point for Zhou, and his first point of the season. So that'll leave 3 drivers yet to score points, but we round the final corner then, oversteer once more, and across the line, and it is P1 in the sprint race.
Yes, yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend, that's a great drive, thank you.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
So then there's the results of the sprint. Ourselves won. Then it's Piastri. Verstappen. Alonso made his way from P12. That is a performance from Alonso. He's finally back after two weekends of pretty poor performances. Gasly finishes in P5 for Alpine. He dropped down 2 positions, but that's still a good position for Alpine's recent form. Then it's Albon in P6, continuing his scoring streak for Williams. Then it's Ocon, double Alpine points in the sprint, and then Zhou scores his first point of the season. And Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Perez made their way up to 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th respectively. Russell and Hamilton at P14 and P15. And yeah, the 2 DNFs, Ricciardo and Tsunoda, which is really unfortunate for both of them, as they were really in the running for a good position. So we extend our lead over Leclerc, who doesn't score anything in this sprint race, of course. So it's now 18 points over Leclerc. Then it's Verstappen, 27 points behind us. Alonso now 36 points behind us. Russell, Hamilton and Norris all 5th, 6th and 7th. Piastri in 8th. Carlos Sainz still in P9, but Perez gained... no one's gained actually, because he didn't score. Neither of them scored points, so it's still a close battle between those two. Tsunoda not scoring as well. Albon scoring more points, gets ahead of Gasly in the championship. And yeah, there's Zhou's first point. So the 3 drivers still to score points is Magnussen, Sargent and Hulkenberg. Constructors wise, there not a lot has changed, so we won't dwell in on that. So we're going to go into full quali. We might have time to do the race as well, but I'm not sure.
It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
So a full dry quali, unlike in sprint, so yeah, it might be different outcome unfortunately to sprint for the you know, the unknown. There you go already. Back to the usual top 10. But actually in the knockout zone is Gasly, Magnussen, Zhou, Hulkenberg and myself. Sargent is currently through, and even if we go quicker than him, he'll still be through, basically. Just need other people to not go quicker than him.
All clear the garage, please. Cars ready to leave.
Oh, bless me. That was needed.
We've dropped to P20.
So sorry for any background noise. My street is currently chaos.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
We come around the final corner then to start our first flying lap of normal qualifying.
And that's just 30 seconds left in the session.
That actually felt like a nice sector 1. I don't know if we went purple or not.
And we've been pushed down to P20.
We have gone purple in the second sector though. As we cross the line, that's P1 in Q1. As it's a 1-2. Right, so pretty normal so far. Sargent is through. That knocks Gasly out. Zhou has got a 5-place grid penalty. Probably, I'd assume, for illegal blocking. Yeah. I don't know, obviously, who that was that he legally blocked. But, yeah. Through into Q2, both Williams and Alpine. Perez is down there in 12th. A second off the pace, where his teammate's only 5/10 off. So, yeah. Let's on to Q2 we go. So there's your knockout zone so far. Hamilton, Albon, Ocon, Sargent and myself. So obviously we're yet to set a lap. And from the recent form of every quali session so far, we've been first. So
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
I should imagine, unless something goes horribly wrong, that we'd be through. As there's still 5 drivers in the pit lane, not coming out to set a lap again. They think that they've done what they can, and they've gone as quick as what they can.
We've dropped to P15.
Go then. Tell you what, I'm actually liking this track on F124. They've definitely made it a lot nicer in the way that the cars handle around here compared to other F1 games. We have a bit of a moment mid-corner there.
Right, that's us pushed down into P15.
Not a lot has changed around actually. I don't think that anything's changed. No one's gone any quicker. We cross the line now and we go P2. So that's the first time in a quali session this whole race weekend that we've actually not been first. And it's by 2/10, so knocked out of Q2 is the McLaren of Piastri, the Mercedes of Hamilton. That's for, well, he was knocked out in SQ2 as well, so he's been knocked out in Q2 as well here. Then it's Albon, and then Ocon, and then Sargent, not really being able to put in too much pace. So yeah, we've got one Mercedes, one McLaren through, and the rest have both drivers through. So we've definitely got some competition in the name of Alonso. Of course, we didn't really see that in sprint qualifying because he got knocked out in SQ2 along with Hamilton.
Okay, I hope you brought something good to read today. There's an issue with the fuel system. We don't think it's anything terminal, but it is going to take some time to investigate and repair, I'm afraid.
Right then, so we got a bit of a problem, which doesn't affect us anyway, because we don't go out on track straight away. Because we've only got 6 cars out on there. Okay, now Alonso's absolutely stormed the field basically in this quali session so far. He's 7/10 ahead of Verstappen. So we've got an amazing lap time to beat if we won that pole, and it's the first time that anyone's got into the 129s as well. I'm pretty sure that we didn't in SQ3, so
Right, the car's ready. Let's get it out there.
we're going to have to pull out a magic lap. Sorry. Sorry about that. Right, we'll do the quali lap and then I'll look what Logan said. Oh, I can't imagine his response. Oh well. Gotta get in the mindset to do this great lap. And Alonso might improve by even more. We never know. Could be possible. So it's one thing beating his first lap. Can we beat whatever he does on this second lap? We'll find out in about a sector's time. So here we go then, our final flying lap of COTA this season. Let's make it a special one. And it's P1, we've beat the lap. We've beat the lap that Alonso did and put very hard work into that one. As I'm sure Alonso did for his lap, but ours were just better in the end by 5/10. We ragged the life out of that car and those tyres, and it's paid off massively. 5/10 over our own teammate and pole position. You can't complain with that one. Nearly a whole wipeout of this, you know, this whole weekend so far. Fastest lap in all sprint qualies, and the fastest lap in the sprint, and the sprint win as well. There's only Q2 in this full quali, where we haven't actually got P1 so far. We'll see if the race will do the same. Let's see what.
Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas, to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles per hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Edwards lines up on pole position, and Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Ricciardo, Russell, Perez, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Albon, Ocon, Sargent, Gasly, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Alongside me here in the commentary box today, former racing driver extraordinaire Naomi Schiff. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Well, the race is certainly not won in the first lap, let alone turn 1. However, what you can do is prepare yourself ahead of time. Visualize what could potentially happen, different scenarios and where you could place your car, and that will better prepare you to make the right decision with instinctive timing.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So our second time for this weekend, starting from pole position. It's going to be a medium to hard strategy like in many of the other races. No soft tyres unless we get a red flag towards the end. But I can't see that happening, so we'll get straight into the race. It's a front row lockout. This time it's headed by myself over Alonso, and it's lights out and away we go. It's once again a bad start from us, a great start from Alonso. As we've seen so far this season, he does seem to get great starts, but we send it back up the inside of our teammate into turn 1. Now we're going through the S section, side by side like we did with Piastri in the sprint race, and we're off back up into P1 after a poor start. Leclerc has got through into P3. Of course, he's second in the championship, so he needs to. So anyway, as I was saying, Leclerc, he definitely needs to start putting in his forms to keep that P2 and possibly challenge for this championship. He's the only one within championship reach of us, as Alonso's going to go for a move down this back straight and push him towards the inside. He is our championship rival after all. We're going to try a switch back there as we both cut across the corner. Also, Ricciardo's up to 5th. Sainz is in 6th, so this is a great result so far for RB if they can keep it like that and no failures or spins get in their way. We have a bit of a oversteer moment when we say spin, so I won't ever say that again, just in case it actually happens to us. But we lead after lap 1. And what a lap 1 that was.
DRS DRS now available.
Hopefully more of that throughout this race, as I'm sure it's definitely going to be, as Alonso right behind us there. We've got Leclerc in the mix. Verstappen, of course, he was in the mix for the sprint race win as well. And of course Ricciardo, before he had his engine failure, he was in the mix too.
Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more.
So then DRS is going to play a factor in this. Of course we know how quick our car is, but we know how quick Alonso is as well, as he's gaining down the straight once more. We push him to the inside and he can't find a way through. He doesn't want to go further to the inside, he wants to go to the outside instead. So close to contact, but we stay ahead of Fernando and stay in P1 crucially. Yeah, as I was saying, Leclerc is the only one who's in championship reach of us through one race.
Fernando's just posted the quickest lap of the race.
As Alonso goes to the inside, we're going to stay back though, or we might even go for the switchback. Doesn't work out though. We just got to stay behind and wait for the DRS. But yeah, Leclerc, if we DNF basically, or we finish outside of the points, he's the only one who can take the championship lead away from us after this race. Alonso, if he wins, he'd only be 1 point behind us. If Leclerc gets second, he'd be drawing on points with us, so that would be very close in the championship, that's for sure. But for the first time this race, we're going to get the DRS on Alonso. Sure, it won't be the last time though, as we're gaining down the straight. We move to the outside, which is a racing line for the next corner. He's got the inside line though. He's going to determine where he sticks his car. We're still side by side going into sector 3 now, but we are back up into P1 ahead of Alonso. On so many occasions, myself and Alonso have got a front row lockout. It's always been Alonso who's got the pole position, and it's never translated into a race result of a 1-2 as well. So can we make this our first?
Fastest lap of the race so far.
Can we make this our first team 1-2 in a race this season? We'll see by the end of it, of course. Still a long way to go. As Alonso goes for the move once more, we're going to drop back again, so then we get the DRS down the next straight. We're really following him through these corners. That's the best I've ever done at following, probably, in terms of actual lines. Usually when I follow a car, I'm all over the place, so just shows how good these career mode cars are and how much we've upgraded this one. So then DRS, ERS enabled. Going to go further to the inside this time, even though the outside line worked. We've moved back to the outside for the next corner. Alonso thinks about sending it down the inside, sorry, of the next corner, but he was too late for that one. We'd already started to turn in by the time he'd actually gone for the move. We're back up into P1. So I feel like this is going to be the story of the race now. Of course, we've actually got a strategy in this one, so it might mess things around a little bit. Of course, we had no strategy in the sprint race. Alonso stays behind for turn 1 now. Maybe he's learnt from us, or from his past 2 laps, that DRS is crucial.
Okay, mate, Fernando is behind you now. They are faster than you. Do you understand? They are faster than you. Let them through, please, mate.
So for the third time this season, we've got that radio call. Fernando is faster than you. Amazing to have a massive treatment, but triple the amount. So, yeah. He's going to get past us anyway, let's be honest. It's the DRS straight now. So here we go. Moves to the inside, we're going to defend it though.
I know you don't want to hear it, but thanks for doing that. Let's now get your head down and get to the end of this race in the best way we can.
We send it round the outside. Of course, we're not going to listen to team orders. At the end of the day, Alonso's our championship rival, so why should we give up a position for him? The last time that we were told to do that was Baku, and look how that ended. When we did let him through, crashed into the castle wall and got himself damaged. Put himself down in P15 as we have massive oversteer moment, and we're still side by side with Alonso. It's been about half a lap now that we've been side by side with him. But here we go again then towards turn 1. He's got the outside line for this tight left-hander. Still side by side, going towards the S's. We've got to leave him space as our teammate, and we don't want to have a crash with him as we stay ahead through that S section. Because yeah, this top 6 really in the battle for this lead. The 2 Mercedes and the other Red Bull of Perez, not really in it too much, but they are there. As Alonso goes to the inside, he's definitely got the overspeed this time to carry that momentum for the lead of the race. Leclerc sends it down the inside though, a bit late there, I might say. So I don't think he was entitled to any space as we were already turning the corner. Crucially, we keep ahead of him though. Our points rival, our championship rival. We've got our other championship rival ahead of us and our teammate. So we need to try and get back past him. We're not going to do it into turn 1. We're going to play the patient game. Wait behind him for a little bit until that DRS zone on the back straight. There really hasn't been an exciting race like this, unlike the sprint.
In the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
As I was saying, there hasn't been a race like this, probably I'd say since Silverstone. Hold up. Scam call, lol. Because we've now got the DRS and our ERS enabled. Here we go. Down the back straight, up to 218 miles per hour there in the slipstream of Alonso, and it's still not enough to get us fully past. But we squeeze it out, going to the exit of the corner, and we're back up into that P1, which has been rightfully ours since the start of this weekend. As I said, this is going to be the story of this race. Myself and Alonso constantly battling. Pretty sure Leclerc's lost touch of DRS now, as Alonso sends one back up the inside of turn 1. Very close indeed as we go through the S section now. Alonso's got the line that we've had on the past 2 occasions. We've got the line that he has, where we hang it round the outside and back up the inside to get a fantastic move done and an amazing defence to keep P1 that time around. But it's going to leave us vulnerable down the back straight. So here we go then towards it, and even before it, Alonso's gone for the move down the inside, so he wants to get this move done and dusted, and he's got the better exit too. We're going to push him over all the way, but we're going to get back in the slipstream, use our ERS to keep up with him, and it's actually stronger than the DRS. Look how defensive Alonso has gone. We move to the outside as that's the only way to go. Round the outside we go of the left-hander, and going into sector 3 now, we've got the inside line for the next corner, and we move ahead of Alonso. What a great sequence of corners and the back straight that was. If that's the story of the race, then I will be happy with that one, because wow, this is an amazing battle that we're having with our teammate. Very respectful, very aggressive, hard racing, and yeah, I don't feel like it's going to boil over. Hopefully it doesn't boil over like we've seen on previous occasions in real life. But Alonso sends one up the inside of turn 1 once more. It's basically last lap repeated again, just we've got that edge. We're ahead of him going into the S's, and we keep that position ahead of Fernando. But once again, vulnerable down the back straight.
Be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
So our pit lap is in around 5 laps time. 4 or 5 laps. At the moment we're getting first call because we're in the lead. Alonso's going to go to the inside line then. Really likes that inside line, I must say. As he pushes us out wide, bit of contact made there. Pretty sure if that was in real life we would have lost our end plate and he would have got a puncture, so I was quite lucky, to be fair. And what did I say last lap, or the start of this lap? I don't feel like it's going to boil over. Well, that's the first sign. Tiniest bit of contact made could be the start of things starting to boil over. As we now go on to lap 10 of this race. Nothing done into turn 1 though. Going to stay behind so we're not the vulnerable ones. Going down that back straight now. Here we go then, we open the DRS once more, we're in that slipstream, got our ERS flowing as well. We go to the inside line, maybe he'll put him off a little bit because he's on the inside and there's contact there. We've got floor damage.
Taking a little damage, just watch out for it.
I'm not sure what that was, but let's go on board with Alonso. I don't think that we moved over. No, he moved to the left. So we've got floor damage. He's got no end plate once again in this race. So things have boiled over officially now. And we've got to nurse this for the whole of the race. And he might be coming in for an early pit stop. He's definitely lost performance, that's for sure. We're going to have a lot of oversteer moments during this race now. Of course, before when we've had floor damage, it's only been line, and that was at Silverstone, and it was an absolute nightmare. So
we're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Notably, Alonso doesn't pit in, We're going to go up the inside. We're going to be a little bit more aggressive with him, wheel banging and everything, because that was just not right. He moved left into our car and ended up in both of us getting damaged. So a bit of an odd one from the AI to make that decision. But I did say things starting to boil over now. I must have spoke too soon, as it's come to the most unfortunate circumstances, but it's still not over yet. We're both still on track and battling for this lead, so I just feel like it's going to be more and more aggressive as the laps go on from that contact. So here we go down the straight. Alonso's going to go to the outside line. We're going to go deeper on the brakes, send him wide, really showing that what he did was completely wrong there. We made no movement with the steering wheel. He did. He moved left into our car before the corner was even there.
Taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon.
So, yeah, it's a shame that it's come to that. It was hard racing before, but now it was just dirty, and yeah, it's not too bad, the damage for us. I think that he's come off worse, which is good. Because he's done this, so there's a yellow flag. That is for a McLaren, I believe.
Okay,
of
mate,
Piastri.
tyres are running very hot, very hot. Please keep those tyre temps under control if you can. Okay, clear.
So is it Piastri or is it Lando? It's Lando. As here comes Alonso. No safety car for Norris's car though. As Alonso gets back up into the lead then. We've got an objective for our tyres, which is going to be difficult to manage, especially through long corners like this.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
So it's
Okay,
our
we want
pit
to
window.
This lap, so push now, push.
So we've got to push to the maximum. Here we go down the back straight once more for our pit stop. Alonso sends it back down the inside. We get the better
Box
exit
this
though.
lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop.
So it's a slow stop there, really slow one. Leclerc has even came out ahead of us in that. A 4.9
Okay, we had an
pit
issue
stop.
removing the left rear wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put it behind us and finish the race strong. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
As Leclerc puts a car in between myself and him. We've got to make this outlap the best outlap. Because we've got to get out ahead of Alonso. And make this undercut work.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
So we get past Leclerc, which is also crucial. As that was for a natural position. As Alonso gets into the pits now. We've got DRS from Hulkenberg's car, so thank you, Nico.
Okay, gap to the car in front, 3.2 seconds.
As we still get out ahead of Alonso, and so does Leclerc. Maybe even Sainz as well. But Verstappen's definitely lost out in this one, I must say, because both RBs are now ahead of him. We've got to push like crazy to get away from Leclerc, not be under threat.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
As Alonso is really holding up the rest of the guys behind him now because of that damage.
Okay, mate, we need to save some ERS, so let's use all the techniques you know about to charge it up. Oh, mate, you made that look easy. Nice work. That's why I love working with you. Smashed it.
Here comes Leclerc then. Goes down the inside, keeps that inside line actually for quite long. Sainz has now gone for the move on Alonso. The two Spaniards both battling for that final podium place. As we've just got to try and stay with Leclerc. Sainz and Alonso still going at it there. But Sainz finally wins that one out. So Sainz is the first of the cars to be free from the Alonso train.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake.
Of course, to remind you, Alonso has damage on his front left. He has no end plate, just like in Baku. And we know what happened in Baku. So could this be Alonso's third bad race in a row? You know, just like we had 3 bad races in a row. On one occasion we scored though. It wasn't as bad as the other 2 where we didn't score. He's had 2 non-scoring. Leclerc's gone for the inside off turn 1. And we're going to go through the S section, not making contact. And we get that move done. We stay ahead. But you know how it goes. We're going to be vulnerable down the back straight. Before the DRS is even opened, he's gone for the move, so it's a drag race now. That ERS is managing to keep up with him with the DRS. So it's almost 10 laps to go left in this race. And what a race it's been, especially the first half. Very exciting. And of course the sprint as well.
Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
So Sainz really hasn't managed to break too free of that, you know, of Alonso with the damage as Leclerc sails past. Locks up though, and he sails straight on. So, wow, that was easy enough to keep P1 that time around compared to every other time. Alonso, I'm pretty sure, went for the move on Sainz but couldn't get anything done, as Sainz has more front end than what Alonso does. Leclerc has probably flat spotted those tyres now. So that's why we're seeing such a big gap behind us. And he's got to try and cool the surface temps back down of the front end while doing all these corners. a bigger gap than what we've seen for this whole race. We're not actually under threat down the back straight. Sainz and Alonso once more though. Not long left now of this race. Oops. I was looking at my phone. Don't be on your phone and drive, kids.
That place back.
Wow, a lot of oversteer there. To be fair, this floor damage hasn't really affected too much until that point. So, yeah, it's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Here we go on Leclerc, we move to the inside. Oh! And the same situation as what happened with Alonso has happened with Leclerc now. So I'm thinking more of an AI glitch, but why do the AI do that then? As he goes alongside, literally turns into our rear end. Gives us major floor damage. He's got no front wing now. So basically, all three of us in the championship battle have had collision. And now Leclerc is left with 0 front wing, so he's just messed up a bit of his championship, to be fair. Our floor, we can finally feel the damage of it. Look at Leclerc struggling along there. It is a shame, because it was a good battle, the same as what it was with Alonso, and it's just completely boiled over once more. And look at that floor damage then. We've got red floor damage, and now Sainz is right on our back after our spin, and looking for this race win, which would be his second of the season. Spain feels so long ago, as we go off the track a bit there because of the loss of grip. And yeah, it's finally boiling over in the championship between all three of us now. There's only Verstappen who hasn't really had an incident with us. vehicle condition.
Just be warned, the underbody showing heavy damage.
Okay, but I want to know what that means for our performance. The signs goes up the inside there. We're going to fight back though. Very oversteery on the slow corners. We're going to switch back up the inside and back past Carlos Sainz, but yeah, this is a pain. It was a very good weekend. You know, the sprint race was fun. Sprint qualifying, you know, that was all amazing. But we've come to the race, and after about lap, I don't know what lap it was, but after about lap 9, I want to say, everything has just boiled over with this championship battle between myself, Alonso and Leclerc, and it's resulted in the same accident at the end of the back straight, and both times has gave us floor damage. So the AI definitely need to be fixed.
Your lap times are all over the place right now. We've got to have consistency. Come on, we can do better than this.
The AI definitely needs to be fixed at the end of this back straight, because for some reason they turn left before the corner's even there, and both times it's gave us floor damage, but this time it's affected us even more as we've got red floor. So yeah, basically no floor of the car. Here comes Alonso, here comes Sainz, and they're going to go side by side through this left-hander, but we can't let Alonso get away with this. As we switch back on the both of them with this red floor damage, it's 3 wide. We're now only alongside Carlos Sainz, going around the outside now and back up into the race lead. I must say I'm very proud of that move, especially with that amount of damage. So I'll look at the comments later, well, after this race, because I'll be ending the stream after this race. So yeah, we've got now 5 laps to go left in this race. There's a lot of cars that could win this race if everything goes wrong once again. Sainz is back through, up into P1. Leclerc sets the fastest lap, of course, being on the fresher tyres. He won't get the bonus point for that, but he's took 1 off us, basically, because we had the fastest lap before. And I don't think that there's any chance of us getting that fastest lap back with the damage that we've sustained. And with hard tyres. Now we've got the DRS on Sainz. He moves to the inside to defend. We're going to go to the outside, and we sail past.
Good job.
Back up into the lead here at COTA. But yeah, slow speed corners, I'm really feeling it. I'm really feeling the oversteer and the damage. High speed, for some reason, it's actually fine. As you can see, planted all the way through there. Sainz is going to go for the lead once more into turn 1. Alonso looks for something that isn't there. We've just got to do the same as what we've done last lap, and we'll be fine as long as we do that for the rest of the race. I don't think we can get any more damage to the floor, so curbs aren't really bothering me, to be fair. So yeah. Here we go on Sainz once more. He doesn't defend to the inside that time around. We move back across to the racing line. But notably then, Alonso has dropped out the DRS, or did drop out the DRS of Sainz, so that could leave him vulnerable to Ricciardo and others behind, especially with that end plate damage as well. Going through sections like this is not going to be able to keep up as much as myself and Sainz, so just something to look out for. As he's just within the DRS of Carlos. But no gains there for Sainz down that straight because of our overtake mode and how powerful it is on our engine. Alonso's just doing enough for every DRS detection zone just to stay within, so that's keeping him ahead of Ricciardo. But that time around I don't think he was in the DRS. No, he's lost a lot of time there. So this is maybe the point where Alonso starts to get a bit worried towards the end of this race as well. And yeah, no DRS for Alonso this time around. VCARB second best team on the grid, but we are the best team on the grid altogether, so yeah, it's VCARB versus Aston, and this VCARB wins out this battle so far. Ricciardo gains up to the back of Alonso,
Lost the position, trying to keep focus.
but it's just not enough to get any sort of move done there. But we're going to head on to the final lap now, well, shortly, and there's still positions to decide. There is still positions to decide, so it's not over yet. We've got the DRS on Sainz to try and keep on the back of him.
Great stuff. It looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep that going right through to the end of the race. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Because now we've got to try and follow Sainz through these S sections for the final time of this race. Can we get back past him? Can Ricciardo get past Alonso to make it a double VCARB podium for the first time in this whole career mode? We'll see. As Sainz has run out of ERS here, so we're gaining on him like crazy, and we're already through before the corner. It's not a battle whatsoever. Ricciardo, though, is going for the battle. He's gone for the inside line on Alonso, battling for P3 then, but Alonso shoved him out, I'm pretty sure, and Alonso keeps P3, so it's looking like a double Aston podium instead of a double VCARB podium. But nonetheless, what a race it's been as we come through the final sector, the final three right-handers, then the last two left-handers to come round and finish an almost perfect weekend and win in COTA.
Fantastic drive, that's just fantastic, amazing, you deserved that race win, well done mate.
That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix. And they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today.
Wow, 4 wins in a row. I mean, I do say wow, but I'm not that surprised because it is the 4th one in a row. Maybe this is getting a little too predictable. Come on, competitors, step it up.
The Aston Martin team will be very happy with today's performance. And of course, the final results. Another display of excellent driving and excellent teamwork. And a well-deserved first place finish. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So there's your results from this race then. Pole to first place for us. Sainz moves up from 6th to 2nd. Alonso down from 2nd to 3rd. Ricciardo up to 4th. He finally gets a good position for VCARB. Then it's Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, Perez in the points, Tsunoda and Ocon round out the points. Albon loses his points streak. So yeah, not ideal for him. As Leclerc, after that contact with ourselves, he finished down in P17. So yeah, that's it's a shame that it happened, but it did. So we can't do anything about it. And it's a shame that the contact happened with Alonso as well. But definitely a game glitch. You know, the AI turning left before the corners even came up, that's just stupid. So hopefully they can get that fixed by the next time we come to COTA. So we're going to look at the standings then. So we now lead 42 points over Verstappen, who's jumped Alonso and Leclerc to make himself 2nd in the championship. He's 42 points behind us. Then it's Leclerc, only 43 points behind us. 1 point behind Verstappen, and Alonso 46 points behind ourselves. Only 3 points behind Leclerc and 4 points behind Verstappen. Then it comes Russell, 68 points behind ourselves. Then Hamilton, 79 points behind. Then Norris on 95 points, 95 points behind us. Sainz moves himself past Piastri in the championship by 4 points in 8th and 9th. Then comes Perez, scoring 2 points only this weekend in 10th. Then it's Tsunoda, who also scored points in this race, in 11th, and Albon 12th, Gasly 13th, and Ricciardo moves himself up to 14th ahead of Esteban Ocon on 17 points. So the 3 drivers still yet to score points in this season: Magnussen, Sargent, Hulkenberg. So we'll move on to the constructors. After a double podium, which was not expected after the contact, I expected to fall off completely. We're now 101 points clear of Mercedes. Then it's Red Bull in 3rd, Ferrari in 4th, McLaren in 5th, not scoring any points actually this weekend. VCARB on 95 points, actually closing the gap to McLaren. They could actually get them if they carry on these performances. Then it's Alpine on 44 points, Williams on 35. They score 0 points this weekend. Then it's Sauber on 7, and Haas still yet to score a point this season. So we'll move through all of the admin of career mode and everything, and then we'll end the stream. We'll see if there's anything exciting. But we've won the rivalry actually between ourselves and Leclerc. So yeah, but it's definitely not over in the championship, and we're beating Piastri on the ratings. So let's see what that does to our rating. Our stats going up by a significant amount actually. after that weekend. It was almost perfect. There was only Q2 where we didn't get the fastest lap, and in the race where we didn't get the fastest lap as well. Our recognition is now 45% against 55 to Alonso. So yeah, we get an R&D rush finally. We complete the manufacturing expert. We didn't do the strategy analyst. We done the wind tunnel engineer and the quality assurance tester. So let's get back to base. We've got a secret meeting with Ferrari, so we'll do that. Ooh. So, of course, Ferrari, they're very quick. Leclerc has been second in this championship for a while, and he even led it at times as well. Tsunoda started getting podiums. His best finish was third in Monza. So, compared to us, you know, we're first. Both of our results are first as well. So, yeah. R&D development, their success rate is 89, ours is 92. They've got 54 upgrades applied, but we've got 66. And then the big thing which is really putting me off now with these talks is the rating against Leclerc. You know, we've just got it up to 45% against Alonso, but we're going to move down to 36% against Leclerc. It's a really difficult decision. I really don't know what to do. It's either complete talks or decline them completely. If anyone's still here, what do we do? Anyone? What would you do if you were in this situation? Would you sign with Ferrari? Take the less upgrades, take probably the less rating against your teammate, or would you stay or look on for a different team other than Ferrari and Aston Martin? Let's see what you've said. I would not. Okay. Right then. So, we're going to decline the talks then with Ferrari, and we'll just find a different team at the end of the season.
Hey, me again. Been chatting with some of the team higher-ups, and they're delighted with the loyalty you're showing to the team and the project. Now's a good time to ask for a bonus, or a boat, or whatever it is you people get up to out of the car.
So then, we'll set our goals for the next stream. So I'll go through everything and do my outro. So thank you to the people who did join. Thank you for your help in the decision of what to do with Ferrari. That really helps me. And yeah, please make sure to subscribe. It means the world to me. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next stream or any upload. I do upload regularly, so if you haven't watched any of my videos before, do make sure to go and watch them. They are very funny, I must admit, and yeah, let's end the stream there. Thank you once more, and I hope to see you in the next time. Goodbye, and have a great rest of your day.